record on this computer. Action. There we go.
Welcome back to the show.
Welcome back to the show, baby.
The reality show.
The reality show. Welcome back to the New Earth podcast.
Welcome back to Love Island.
Oh, yeah.
Infinite love.
Infinite love, infinite energy.
Thanks for coming, for all of you who are showing up to our wonderful New Earth podcast.
Woo.
My name's Abby. We got Sunny. We
have another Abby.
Sunny, and we have the other Abby.
Round of applause.
Yeah. For everyone.
And also Haley.
We got Haley. And we I don't know where Guy went.
And Tim, right on time.
Yeah, guys. Tim, I knew you were gonna show up.
Whenever you guys are like looking like for like whenever like a relationship like almost comes, do you guys what do you like look for most almost?
Oh,
You know what I mean?
That's a good question.
I like this
Ooh.
question.
Who's
going first?
Guys, go first.
Enlighten me.
Okay, can I go first?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. I look for someone that's actually dynamic. I look for someone who's like actually down to go for like adventure, who's like really spontaneous. Someone who's actually also very intellectual, someone who can actually go dive deep like in pretty much like any subjects in life. I just like someone who just like loves to learn, loves to go on adventure, and is just like really outgoing pretty much.
Tim, I'm right
Let's
on
go,
board with
Tim.
you. Oh my
Let's
god.
go. Good answer.
Oh, the dream girl. Adventurous girl. Super intelligent. It is eager to learn.
Yes.
Good answer,
Oh,
Sunny.
it's just so hot.
so
like,
simple.
Oh.
Like
That do be
simple,
attractive.
simple but effective. Very good. I like it.
Yes. What about you, Abby?
Which one?
Both. We'll start with Abby and Leslie.
Oh wow. Okay. What do I look for? It's a great question. Honestly, every person that I come across has been very, very different. So kind of how I approach a new relationship with said boy has been very different, very diverse in how I approach a new relationship, getting into it with someone. But generally I really just want to like dovetail off the dynamic part, because I want to be able to open my mind to really all different kinds of people and not be so close up, be like, I like this, where it's like I want to really like get to know them and have a very, very open mind. So yeah, I would just say I'm a very open book when it comes to looking for people, and I don't really like to put people in a box. But I do have standards, so
Yes, girl.
Yeah.
Yes.
You gotta.
Hold yourself here and
Yes.
then hold yourself higher.
Exactly. Very true.
Yes. Yeah.
Open-minded, but I have standards. In the short answer.
I would be looking for someone that's adventurous and respectful. That's like been one of my biggest struggles. I'm from a small town in Canada, so like sometimes not all the
What small
people-
town?
St. Thomas, Ontario.
I live in Ottawa. I've never heard of St. Thomas.
It's about 15 minutes away from London, Ontario.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So yeah, like this side. But yeah, like they haven't always been the most respectful. So respect is a super important thing to me, and also intelligent, just being a kind person. I want to be with someone that's kind to others and like genuinely wants to be kind to others and loves other people. So yeah.
Yes. Kindness is very important.
Yeah.
Yes. The worst kind of people are people who are kind to try and get something out of it.
Mhm. That I don't want fake kindness. Like I
That
want
is terrible.
genuine
fake
people.
kindness.
It's not authentic at all.
Yeah.
If you're just being kind just to get something out of it. Like,
That's what I mean.
What?
Like, no. How about you, Abby? If you'd like to share.
All right. So it's not really like someone that I'm looking for. It's more of an energy, right? So Oh my god, my heart is like beating out of my chest right now. This is so weird.
Same. That's how I felt when I was answering too. Like,
I'm like calling in this energy of a thing that's not really like a person yet. It's just this formless energy that I've connected with in the astral and in my dreams and in my daily life. This energy is going to take the form of a person soon, and it's because that person is either going to evolve into that space that I've already met, or someone else is going to, like, the energy is going to like go into another person and I'm going to meet them, and it's going to be a soulmate relationship. And I like this person that I am feeling coming in is so giving. like I just want to hug everyone all the time, and this person is my balance to that. Because I'm like all the way out here. I need someone to like hold me in that space.
Yes. I understand this though. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Wait, ground you or keep you up in that space pretty much?
Contain me so that I can have that space.
Okay. Yeah.
Like, are you already friends with this person, or like do we know them, or are they like completely separate from the New Earth Project?
Oh no, he's somebody that I met in Pennsylvania, but
wow.
I feel like a new energy is going to happen because I don't think that he evolved to this space. It's so funny. Like, he reached out, he hasn't messaged me since we met, and I got scared. So I was like all the way up here, and he was like right here. He was in fear and all this shit. I was like, what the fuck? What is this? Like, this is weird.
But if you feel him coming back in though, like, that's kind of exciting, because I felt that
it's not
too.
exciting. It's that's attachment. It's what's a good word for this?
Familiar? Would that be good?
Yeah, it's familiar, and yeah, I like that.
So what's this whole like situation like, almost like teaching you?
Lessons of attachment and feeling whole and complete by myself without another human being. Like,
period.
Yeah. Unconditional love for myself. Yeah, you guys are all already whole and complete. We all are.
Yeah.
Yes.
Here's something that I find particularly appealing in a relationship. When we have things in common and we can kind of think and feel similarly about the world, or even if we have like different like activities, hobbies, passions, goals that we have in common, but when we also have our differences and when we can support each other in our differences. So we have this almost like yin yang
unconditional acceptance and love.
That's exactly it. Like, that's so fun. It's like we have like all these things that we do together, but we're also like our own people at the same time. Like, it's like we're not like yes, like we're a package
This is
deal.
soulmate shit. This is like soul relationship. This is gonna evolve the fuck out of you.
Yes, because at like what I love is like, yes, like we are like two people together living, existing at the same time. We love each other. We do a lot of things together, but then we're also our own individual people, and we can also exist and just be outside of the relationship too. That shit is good.
Abby,
like, I really like that.
I want you on my podcast.
Can I? Abby, please, like, yes. Wait, you have like a schedule? Like, I would love nothing more.
Yeah, let's do it next week. I'll hit you. I'll text you.
Yeah,
Loki makes big sense though. You guys are both Aries. I'll also say for like relationship as well, a big one for me is loyalty also.
Yeah.
I know this one is really important.
100%.
Like, I need to know
honesty.
that. Yeah. Stay honest and like good communication. Obviously, I haven't been like the best over like my past like relationship, but I've realized that, so at least I'm aware.
That's
But
good.
Awareness is
Yeah.
key.
Mm-hmm.
it is. And then after that,
Yeah.
it's applying.
Yeah, like so I think it was the beginning of my junior year of high school. So last year, I sat with these girls at lunch, and so I had a girlfriend at the time, and I was sitting with these girls at lunch, and my girlfriend at the time was really good friends with this one girl who I guess wasn't the most loyal person ever. And so these girls at my lunch table would say like for a couple days a week, they would say like my girlfriend was like going to cheat on me or some shit like that because she would hang out with this girl who was not so loyal. And for some reason, it like developed like an insecurity in my mind that like my girlfriend was going to cheat on me. And it ended up like coming out and like affecting the relationship. It was very interesting, but definitely overcame that. But I feel like I need to share that.
No, I feel like definitely sometimes in like today's society, other people's influences can like mean so much to us. So it's hard sometimes when we have a lot of people saying different things to us or we see different things on the internet. It's hard to like kind of focus on what we're actually feeling and what we want to actually do with our lives.
Yeah, like I completely internalized it, and
Yeah.
they were projecting their own insecurity out onto me, and
Mhm.
then I almost internalized it, and it started to create an insecurity from
Yeah.
their
Wow.
insecurity.
Wow.
Yeah, so like a couple months after that happened, I mean, I came to that realization. I was like, it's like holy shit, and then it was like affecting the relationship, and it would just put more stress, and it would make me more anxious.
Any like questions or like topics of discussion that are just like so incredibly important, or even maybe things that are overlooked in relationships, or even anything that like you've learned, any advice that you have like for other people?
Whoa, that's a great fucking question,
Yeah.
Abby
It's a really
Ulysses.
good
Like
question.
that was a reporter question. That was good.
You're
This is fine.
welcome. I'm a communication major, so I picked up a couple things
I
here and
love
there.
good questions.
Yeah.
I love good questions. Someone you can ask good questions. That key.
Yeah. Yes.
You can teach people by asking questions.
Totally.
Yes.
Maybe we could start with like what's like maybe something like really big that you learned. Like that's like very broad, but like we could always just like narrow it down. But even like biggest lessons we've learned.
Oh, I like that question.
Yeah.
Biggest lesson I've learned in a relationship.
You have
Like-
these written down somewhere or like what?
Girl, it's all up here. I'm just rolling with it.
Divine timing. Right
Yeah.
person, wrong time.
Oof. Yeah. Don't even get me started on that one. Abby, I feel you.
There is no, it's just gonna happen how it's gonna happen.
Totally.
I would say balance. You need to have like balance, like between obviously when you love a person a lot, but you still need to balance between loving yourself as well.
Mhm.
And you can
Yeah.
I feel personally, you should always love yourself more than your significant other because it's you. Like, sorry guys, I'm not having a hard time getting the words out, but yeah.
No, but like I
You're making
completely
perfect
understand where
sense.
you're coming from.
Okay.
I completely understand where you're coming from because I oftentimes feel like it's the other way around, where you love the other person more than you love yourself, and you're kind of looking for that,
Mhm.
I guess, validation, acceptance through another person, but that simply can't be done.
Yes.
And you know, everybody says like, oh well, how can you love anyone else if you don't love yourself? Like that's so cliche, but it's so true. Like,
Like,
you know,
to the T. Yes.
yeah.
That's definitely the biggest lesson I've learned was self-love. Like learning that before you can share that intimate relationship with somebody else, you have to first be whole
Mm-hmm.
and one with yourself and completely have so much love for yourself before you can share that love with someone else.
Yeah.
Because what I unconsciously did was just when I was younger, just as soon as I got out of a relationship, like a month or two later, I would like just get into another one just to fill that void of not having
Yeah.
that self-love for myself.
I kind of went through the same thing when I was in high school, and like none of them were good relationships either. So it's like I had to really learn, like, why am I with all these guys who really aren't treating me right? And I'm not even loving myself. I had to like do a lot of self-reflection. But even now that I'm in college, I still need to do some reflection on some of my relationships. But I feel like learning is ongoing. So yeah.
Yeah, I was actually the exact opposite. Anytime I got out of a relationship, I needed like that reset. I needed that time. I needed to
How
go
many
through
relationships have you been in?
the real ones, 2. That's how I'm gonna put it. Obviously, like I've had like a couple flings,
Mhm.
like a couple like friends with benefits situations, but like real relationships too.
Yeah.
But like I've needed to like go through like the 5 stages of grief. I needed to take that time for myself because I was so, I really needed to feel everything I was feeling, and I needed to do that completely by myself. There's no way that I could have been like, hey, and like started something up with like somebody else. Like, no, 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 no. Like, I needed to absolutely take that time by myself, feel everything, and then be like, okay, now we move on, now we go forward, and now we're ready. So I genuinely like that was just my personal experience. Like I needed to take that time for myself, experience all of it, and then be like, okay, now it's time to move on. Like yeah, that was a vital step for me. Like I couldn't have like done like little hookups while I was still hurting. Absolutely not. Like I needed to be fully alone in complete solitude. Like so
Dang, girl.
yeah. Anybody want to dovetail off of that?
Well, I wish, honestly, as a young person, I would have done that, but you live and you learn, and your mistakes, honestly, I think some of the mistakes that I've made have been, not to say like good decisions, but they've helped me become a better person and learn from them and learn what I need to learn. So
Mistakes can be blessings in a way.
yeah,
They,
exactly.
they can be blessings in disguise completely.
Yeah.
I totally understand you.
Make lemonade out of lemons.
Right. Any other like big lessons that you guys have learned, just either from your own personal experiences or
The universe is
Oh,
always
yeah.
just testing your level of responsibility.
You know what the
totally?
New Earth Project has taught me the most, probably?
What?
Patience.
Responsibility too.
Definitely.
For you, Sunny, especially.
Yeah,
And
responsibility
you,
and
Abby.
patience. Because old Sonny would just want, I guess this Sonny is still a part of me, but just, I would want everything to happen just like that. Just come so quickly. But that's not how things work. Things happen over time. Just
Mhm.
really like, it's one thing to say that, but now I'm stepping in a place where it's actually like, oh, okay, like I really understand this now. Like I'm really like internalizing it now.
Great things take time.
They do.
Tim and Lumina, anything that you guys have learned from relationship? We could just like wrap up this topic and move on to the next.
You can go first.
I think that I've learned more from the absence of relationships because I am a loving being and I love loving. I love being loved. But I noticed that traditionally relationships come with expectations and attachments because that's kind of what, not just the word relationship obviously means like the connection and interaction between two
And
people, but
some sort of like codependency in
Yeah.
a lot of ways. Yeah.
exactly, I'm referring to like when like a couple, I noticed
Yeah.
that expectations and attachments, and that when you do that and you're not just accepting the love and the flow for what it is, it can impede it. But I
Mm.
are doing it if the love and the
That's
flow,
the honeymoon phase. That's why people once they actually get to understand someone, they don't want to keep flowing because they get caught up in the attachment and in all of those places.
yeah,
Wow.
because there's a sense of security in that, because perception is reflection. So
Yes.
if whatever the relationship is that you have within yourself with relationship is going to manifest into your relationship.
Yeah.
And most of us, for the most part, we're not really taught how to properly give and receive love. You know, we were kind of given rewards and punishments growing up, and an affection based on, like, you know, what we were doing, and like we were also, you know, raised in a society fucked up standards. So I guess I basically just noticed that the way that modern day relationships are really has a tendency to impede what love actually is. And it's possible to avoid that. So I spent a lot of time hating relationships, and I met multiple soulmates and fell madly in love and wasn't in a relationship with them. And I still love all of them. But I noticed that you can do a relationship because you can have agreed upon attachments with people. And when you do that, that's true vulnerability. We can all love without being vulnerable. We are unconditional love. We exist in a state of unconditional love. But when you agree to put your ego in a vulnerable place, when what you do with your ego in this time here is literally the currency of this life, when two people agree, we're going to have this attachment together, that is the most vulnerable thing that you can do.
Yeah.
So if the basis of the relationship is unconditional love first,
Yeah.
and the fact that you're in a relationship, and then you do the relationship, that the closer to the heart, the higher the vibrations, and the more exponential the level of growth is. So your ego being vulnerable and you allowing your ego to be in love is literally the fastest way you can possibly learn in this lifetime. And a lot of times the learning happens so fast that you aren't even consciously aware of it happening.
Wow.
But the basic unconditional love first, and then you're talking about literally like superhero, like power couple type shit.
Yes.
Wow.
That's what I want.
I like really need to do
Patiently
that.
waiting.
Thank you. That was nice.
That was beautifully said.
That was so beautiful.
Thanks, guys.
Good job, Lumina. You're
fucking awesome.
I love you.
You are.
You guys are so
I don't even know what to say.
I'm blown away.
Speechless.
I'm blown away. I could like, I really could. I could kiss.
I have a strong theory that Tim can indeed elaborate on that.
Let's go, Tim.
Go,
Let's go.
Tim.
I won't though.
Why?
Well, you could start like a completely new thought, just like something that you don't necessarily have to go right off of what Lumina said. You can start your own thing. It doesn't have to be like super elaborate or super like drawn out, but just
I have
genuinely
free will,
something that
so
you
of
learned.
course.
Huh?
That I have free will, so of course.
Then take it away, good sir.
But I don't want to.
Okay.
That's the difference.
Okay, respect, Tim. Respect.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I'm not too sure. Like, obviously, like I could add on to that, and like I think that was great. And like I think of it that's same way too. That's why like I try and get to actually know people and try to get closer to the actual heart space before I do anything such as like sex and stuff like that. So yeah, I've been like just like guarding my sexual energy and just not like wasting it around just like anybody, and just like even like talking to different people and intimate talking as well is just not shared with just anybody. So
It's a complete energy exchange, and it's extremely powerful. So I think that it's a very smart way to approach it. I completely respect that, and I also strive to do the exact same thing. Yeah.
But other than that, I'm not like, I don't know. I'm a little lost for words as well, like everybody else. So that's just really, this is really good.
Thanks.
Your smile's so white, so off topic, but like Tim, like do you like use like whitening strips or something, dude? What's going on?
I did. I will not.
It's like you're
Oh,
like
yeah,
glowing right now.
No, it's probably because I just have like this lighting. It's pretty good.
Good lighting. Good
Yeah.
lighting is key.
Oh,
Thank
why
you.
am I so dark?
Gassing me up a little bit. I appreciate it.
Yeah, of course, of course.
Abby Castor, I think I have that exact same shirt.
No
Welcome
way.
back, everybody.
This one?
Oh no, I totally don't. It's so similar though.
Yeah.
Mine just goes all the way around the back and is shorter, but yeah, it's so similar.
This shirt is my favorite shirt.
Dude, when I got my
love
version of that shirt, I was trying it on in some awesome hippie store and like my boobs are way too big for it. Like they were. And the girl who was in charge of the store, I was just like, are my boobs too big for this? And she said, look, I am 70 years old and I haven't worn a bra a day in my life. You're asking me. And I was like,
No.
sure, thanks. It was the best. And yeah, and I totally wore it. My tits were, I wore that shirt for like years straight. My tits were out all the time. It was great.
Dog, I've been a B cup since my junior year of high school, and that hasn't changed. Hasn't changed a bit.
I'm an A cup, probably the smaller
Let's
size.
Go, yes.
Yeah,
Hey, you know what? We can sleep on our stomachs.
yeah.
Lads.
I can run, no problem.
You can
did
run.
nothing,
Right,
you know.
right.
Yeah.
The
You
fine.
guys
boys-
bragging
Take a
about
second.
small
This is
boobs.
like I've never had. So I've always been that girl to hang out with like a bunch of boys, but I've
Same.
never had like a girl dynamic where like there was like a few boys and more girls, and this is just very amusing to me. How like this
Yeah, this is new to
this
me too. honestly.
dyad, this dyad
Yeah.
is like happening. It's so
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah, you guys basically just like rubbed that on my face because I have huge tits and I want a breast reduction.
Well, I would want some more boobs, so you know.
You can have my boob fat.
Yeah. Okay. Well, same. I'll take some of
Hey,
yours.
guys, love your
Wow.
body how it is.
That is true. That's something that I'm really working on. I literally was. Sometimes I'm like, I'm gonna get a boob job, and then I'm like, no, like I need to love myself for who I am.
Yeah, I mean, do whatever
hard
you
in
want to do.
society,
Do
you
whatever
know?
you do, whatever makes you happy about your
Yeah.
body.
Yeah.
Like I've struggled with self-worth for so long. Like every goddamn day I was looking at myself in the mirror so many times because I was like, what's wrong here? What's wrong here? What's wrong here? What's wrong here? Instead of just like existing in this body and enjoying it because I obviously wanted it. Like, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
we all want to be the people that we are.
Right.
But
I
if you
think
want bigger
something that-
boobs, get bigger boobs. If you don't, if you are happy with how you look, great. You want to change it, change it. So you get yourself, we have endless possibilities in the 21st century. Make yourself look how you want to look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I think that it's just something that's kind of like always been like installed in me. Like when I was younger, I was like, okay, I hit puberty, my boobs are gonna grow. Like here we go, and then they just never did. So I was like, okay, what? Like
Yeah.
what's happening here? But now I'm just learning to accept. Like honestly, small boobs are beautiful too. So
Yes.
I just need to
There's-
learn to accept that. Like
Small boobs are sick, bro.
Yeah,
Just
like-
own it.
They're literally small
They
boobs.
are.
Like,
Agreed.
I go after
Imagine you're laying down and like, you know, you don't gotta like worry about them going.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely.
Mhm.
Nah, but like honestly, something that really helps me with like we're just discussing like self-love, self-worth, body image. Something that I really love a lot is just watching my body transform in the gym. That's something that really gives me a lot of purpose. And it's something where I'm doing it completely for me and completely for myself. And it's just something that I've really grown to love. Cause like when I first started going to the gym, I'm like, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna stick with this. Like, I don't know how I feel about it. But then I got like really into it and I really started to love it a lot. And just like watching, you know, and even like, you know, I feel blessed enough to be able to, you know, have the resources to be on a vegan diet, be able to go to the gym and really be able to watch my body grow and transform into, you know, how I'm manifesting it and how I want it to be, because, you know, I'm not doing it so much, you know, strictly for the physical image. I'm also doing it internally as well, because I also have, you know, different, you know,
Taking care of yourself.
right, exactly. Like I have different like sicknesses and diseases that run on both sides of the family. And something that I've learned from, you know, past family members or current family members is that your habits, or no, your genetics load the gun, your habits pull the trigger. So if I can avoid different illnesses that I'm predisposed to at all costs, I will. And I might as well just like go full throttle, full force, and just like live my best life watching myself transform in the gym. Because yes, it's a transformation out here, but it's also a transformation in here and also in here. So that's something that I've really loved and something that's really given me purpose in my self-worth and body image. So I love going to the gym.
I love that. That's
Yeah.
That's what I've learned a lot
Yeah,
from
but-
running. I recently started running past 2 weeks,
Mhm.
and it's not so much like the physical part of it, like it's more the internal part of it. Like I've noticed, like just pushing myself really hard when I'm running, it's also translated to other things in my life as well. Like
It's a
just
form
like
of discipline.
yeah, it is
Yeah.
just to keep going and just keep pushing,
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
keep going. That's what's so great about
It definitely
exercising.
helps momentum. It
Mhm.
helps, like all the things that you guys are talking about, even though they're so different, they're giving you momentum. I mean, that's why I do yoga. It's my form of
Yes.
discipline. So speaking to all of you, like, what is your form of discipline?
Oh, actually,
Sure, ask,
Yeah.
say.
okay. I have multiple like forms of like, so to say, discipline. Like probably one of my favorite one is like waking up really early to go to the gym. I love doing that. It really sets like just like my mental health for like the rest of the day just like super well. Especially just like exercise has just like always been something that I need to incorporate just like in my lifestyle, just because it just makes me feel good. It's like the one thing that makes me feel like extremely alive. And so yeah, so that's one. Another somewhat form of discipline is actually meditation. Meditation is the one that's actually changed my life since I've been doing it over the last like 2 years. I really started in 2019 like doing it more and more, and now that I just do it like almost like every day, it's just like, I don't know, it's the one thing that just makes me like back to the present moment, and just everything, like all my worries, all of that, they just end up going away, and I get to dive into like things that I've just like never thought I could dive into, like especially if I do like meditation on like psychedelics, like that's a whole other level. So yeah, I have other ones, but like right now those are the ones I just wanted to share.
Thanks, Tim.
I don't have discipline. I'm chaotic neutral.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just roll with the flow.
The best little cancer.
I would say something that I've, you know, something that I find, you know, where I discipline myself is with dance. That's for fucking sure. I've been dancing since I've been 3 years old, so it's been quite a journey. Just through being in rehearsals and staying consistent, watching yourself get better through your technique, through your stage presence and performance, also through your stamina, because being in college here, like I'm in sometimes like 10-minute long dances, and it's quite a lot. It's very you know, taxing on your body. It tests your mental toughness as well as your physical toughness. Yeah, tests your flexibility. So yeah, I've it's been something that I've been training in since I've been very, very little. But yeah, something that I find great purpose in, and is a large part of my identity. And yeah, that's how I find I discipline myself when I want to always work on getting better, work on getting stronger. Always reaching towards something greater in dance. So
I like that.
yeah.
I feel like I've disciplined myself to align with love as much as possible. I like how I live my life. I try to see through that lens of love as much as possible. And I think it's because it's the only way. Once I like grew the capacity to feel love for the first time, then I was like, this is all I ever wanna, this is like all that I ever want to see. It's just love in every single thing, in every single one. And sort of like disciplined my ego in that way, because I don't know, I just like don't even know where my ego is anymore sometimes.
Is your ego, this is a valid question, is your ego seeking love
My ego has love.
whilst your spirit is generating it?
I think my ego is a reminder of places that I need to seek out those wounds to feel the love in that space, but I don't personally feel the divide.
How do you guys like integrate your ego with your higher self?
I did a lot of Kundalini yoga.
Very cool.
It's discipline. It's discipline. The poses you can do, doesn't matter who you are, what stage you're at, you can hold the breath and do the breath, like the movements, and do the quick breathing in without being flexible, without being that strong, and discipline yourself past the blockages that are only existent in your mind. I've overcome so much through Kundalini yoga. It's the most powerful form of technology our body can have. It's the breath and the mind. You're working with both and the body. It's beautiful.
Physical
I'm
body.
gonna have a retreat if anyone wants to come.
I'll be there. Sign me up.
I'm always down to do new things.
Abby, you got to let the listeners know what's
Yeah,
up with the retreat.
I'm planning it right now. I'm launching a course for quantum jumping and timeline hopping, and how I like broke it down into a science to be able to like say, all right, you're gonna pay $50. You're gonna get my wisdom in simple alchemized like steps to advance you to that next level of consciousness, and then develop a training platform from there. And then when I move to Cali, I'm gonna have the retreat. So
Cool.
I'm going after my birthday.
That's awesome.
I'm just going.
Yo, when is your
showing up.
birthday?
April 16th. I'm just showing up. So
I love it.
Oh, another discipline that I do is cold showers. Those ones are actually really, really great.
Those are ooh,
Yeah, those are obviously
deadly.
super cold and pretty.
Oh, they're really cold.
Yeah, but they like really wake me up and they make my skin like a lot better. Like if I take a lot of like super hot showers, like I get like the driest skin after. But if I take a really cold shower, like all the way to the max, then my skin is just like popping.
Glowing.
You know what made me realize them is I do discipline, but I do it within my own metacognition of my brain.
Yeah, within your own like kind of rules.
But it's not something that is meant to be reflected in my outside life. I'm just interested in the patterns of my brain, so I discipline how they work.
Yeah, so
Oh,
you
very
pretty much
interesting.
like, yeah, okay, I picture it. You pretty much like, it's just like
What's your
organized
moon
in a
sign?
certain way.
Aquarius.
Mm.
Yeah. It's yeah, I do that because
What's your North Node though?
you asked me that. Weren't they like Virgo and Pisces or something?
I did.
I feel like
I can't really remember honestly, but it
they were
definitely wasn't
polar
like,
are Virgo and Pisces polar opposites?
yeah, they are. So yeah,
Then
it's definitely one of the
like,
two.
yeah.
Hmm.
What's polar opposite from an Aries, out of curiosity?
Are you fucking kidding me, Libra?
Yeah, I was gonna be like, it's another
The
air
5
sign.
minutes that I'm not thinking about this motherfucker, he just shows up, of course.
Yeah. Me, it's Scorpio. I low-key love Scorpios though.
Me too.
They're very dark people, but I like them.
That's why I love them. One of my soulmates is a Scorpio, and it's super funny because oddly enough, people mistake me for a Scorpio all the time because I'm extremely dark for a Cancer. So like,
Yeah, Loki, you could be very mistaken for a Scorpio.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
mhm, yeah. Or sometimes I feel like there was a mistake, but then I also know that like I'm also everyone's mom when I want to be. So I'm like, yeah, I'm definitely a Cancer for sure. I go
Facts, Lumina, you're such a mom.
I literally, I'll be like, my womb, I'll take care of you. Like, I'll give you all the healing. Like, so it's like,
Children.
oh, wait, I'm a Scorpio. Yeah, there's
My moon is in Cancer.
Me
Oh,
too,
no.
bro. It's
Oh,
very
really?
emotional. Yeah,
Cool.
very. Yeah, we feel everything. I don't know about you, but I can't.
Oh,
I'll be acting like
so
I'm not
much.
feeling what people are saying to me, but I feel everything, and doesn't matter
Mhm.
what your tone was and all that. I will feel it.
Yeah, I'm like low key crying on the inside, and like, but my Aries self, I'm like, it's fine.
My
Oh, you're
gosh.
oh my god, we got 3 Aries. Oh, that's a lot of fire.
Yeah.
That's a lot of fire.
I'm an Aries sun, Virgo rising, Scorpio moon.
I'm a Virgo rising.
Let's go.
Damn.
Oh, Sunny, you asked a question about connecting to your higher self. Surprise, surprise, I'm gonna
Oh,
bring
yeah.
up dance again. Is anyone shocked? But anyhow,
I am. I'm kidding.
I'm not.
but I've mentioned this before, I think, on some of the Zoom calls, but I have been choreographing from a very young age. And I didn't even realize, I didn't fully understand that I had the ability to do it until obviously later on. But I just did it, and I just did it unapologetically. And that was that. But what I have come to realize just through my awakening is that it's actually my higher self talking to me, in that
Proud
it's
of
almost
you.
as though, huh?
I'm proud of you.
Thank you. And it's almost as though it's like maybe a seed that's planted for a dance, or maybe a song comes my way. Like sometimes
so
like if I'm
beautiful.
huh?
It's so beautiful. Like how you're
Right?
describing how you experience
Yes.
your higher self.
Definitely. And like I'll either get like a seed is planted for an idea for a dance, or sometimes like when I'm looking for new music to choreograph to, I will just like kind of like sit and meditate on the idea, on the fact that hey, I want to create new art, and I'll think like, please put the next song that I'm supposed to use in my path. Please show it to me. That could be on TikTok, that could be in my recommended on YouTube. Like, please show it to me. Please give me the idea in some way, shape, or form. And then once I find the song, this happens to me all the time. It's like once I am very, very connected and in tune with music, and that once that I hear it, then this entire scenario and picture gets painted in my head of a given idea. Or even it's almost like a TV screen where I can actually see dancers moving on a stage, and I can control exactly what they do. And then based on what they do, I have like a notebook of like all my choreography. And then as I'm seeing it in my brain, I'll just go, I'll write it down, rewind the music, envision it, see it, write it again. So it's almost like I'm having this connection and this communication with my higher self. It's like, okay, now do this. Okay, now it's going to look like this. And like, okay, what are the dancers wearing? Like, what does the makeup look like? So it's like a whole picture painted out. And this has been happening to me ever since I've been very, very little, but I never fully realized what that was. But it's crazy. It's crazy how it works. But it's literally, and how it just occurs to me, it all happens so quick and it's extremely overwhelming. But like it's overwhelming in the best way. Sometimes I get frustrated with my own brain because I can't keep up, and it's like, slow down, slow down. I want to see everything. I want to see all the details. But it's also so it's such a euphoric feeling that like I'll get like chills up my arms, and I just get so incredibly happy, and I can feel my vibration just like raising in the universe. I can feel the frequency just like lifting up and up and up, because it's almost as though like there's just like a little world that just like exists up here, and I can create whatever I want with it, and that is so cool. So I will often take times out of my day where, you know, being in online school, it just has been like very, very stressful. So I will often take times where like I give myself a break and I put in my earbuds. I will like find new music, and I will just create scenarios in my head and create different ideas for dances and control the ways the dancers move and write down choreography, because it's almost like something that I need to get out of my body. So that's how my brain works. And I'm very connected with art and dance and music. So yeah.
That's awesome.
Yo, art is a big part of like my life as well.
Yeah.
But like my art is like, it's kind of like you. Well, wait, do you draw as well, or did you just say it's mainly like dancing is your art?
Yeah, it's mainly dancing, but I mean I've dabbled in drawing, but like yeah, all the art exists up here, and just like seeing.
Yeah, my art is
stuff.
physical. Like I do like free running and parkour, so like for me it's like doing like all my like flips and stuff. Like that's like literally my art. Like that's my way of
so
just
cool.
like, yeah, of just like creating new energy. Is just
I love that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Honestly, writing's art, yeah. Like one of the ways that I connect to my higher self is through writing. One of the, well, kind of like to connect it to my to discipline. Every morning I journal, and every night I also journal. So like, but sometimes when I'm journaling, I'll just be writing, but it feels like it's not even me writing, like just thoughts are pouring out, and then I read it and it's like, oh my God, I didn't even write this. Like, what?
Cool, isn't it?
But yeah, it's just amazing. Like I'm just so connected to my higher self in that moment, and just going crazy and crazy writing. And so yeah, I find that's really beautiful. It's something I really try and practice every day, so I can try and get in tune with that as much as possible. So yeah.
Absolutely.
I also like poetry too. Thought I'd throw that in there.
Yes.
Yeah. I find it's like a really like beautiful way to be able to express myself, because I do really like art, and yeah.
Very cool. Very fun.
A lot of how my creativity manifests is through like ideas and innovation, just like overall like different ways on how I can like improve something, make something better. That's kind of how my creativity channels.
Me too. Me too. It's very similar. How can I make something better? How can we all make something better? We could take this question a multitude of ways. We could actually take this as an opportunity that we're sharing this conversational relationship space to say, okay, what am I working on right now? Like, what do you feel like? How do I ask this question differently? What can you make better about yourself right now? Like, what are you working on? Growing.
Being more prepared.
Allowing myself to receive love.
Oh yeah, making changes. That one I'm working on. That one's hard.
remembering that I am enough for myself and I don't need anyone or anything else. I'm enough.
For me, it's consistency. Like as soon as you ask that question, before you got like a little bit more specific, knee-jerk reaction, consistency. Absolutely. Staying on the grind in many different aspects and in many different forms in all different areas of my life. Consistency 100%.
I love
Also
that.
slowing things down too.
Yep.
I saw that video today, Abby.
Yeah.
I was like, oh,
That's a good
I
one.
was like, good looks.
Going slow.
Yeah,
Being
Yeah, just-
truthful. Being
Yeah.
truthful.
Just slowing things down because my mind races a lot and it's just like always constantly going from one idea to the next idea. And so just working on slowing things down and just focusing and honing in on one idea before moving on to the next.
Patience.
Yeah.
Be patient.
I think that's a great place to end it.
Patience is a
And
good
yeah.
one.
Because if you try to rush things, it never work out.
Well, think about the context of the culture of the United States. We have highway systems throughout our entire country. The other day I pulled over on the highway. I was like on the side of the road and I had this overwhelming feeling because there were car, boom, 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 driving so fucking fast
Oh, I
past my
love
little
driving
car. And I was like rattling on the side of the road because all the highway cars are going so fast. And it's like, holy shit, we really are moving so fast in everything we do.
Totally.
Mm-hmm.
I swear fast is like the one thing I like driving. I love driving fast. I can't just do the speed limit. I can never do that. That's the one thing I just like, like, the only time I will be taking my time is after I get pulled over for like maybe a couple
You
seconds.
get the thrill. I get
Mhm.
it. I
Yeah,
understand.
no, I'm an adrenaline.
That's how I am with skiing. Oh, I love going extremely fast when I'm skiing.
Yeah, like
Oh,
I have like my times
beautiful.
where I go slow, which is like good, where I'm just like appreciating life, like when I'm meditating or when I'm looking at the sky or when I'm walking in nature. Those are the times I spend slow. And then there's the times I want to do things fast, and driving is one of them, and snowboarding is one of them, and running is one of them, like a couple other ones too.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, I work at the grocery store part-time because I'm a student, and everyone is literally in such a rush, so busy, like trying to get somewhere so fast. And like,
But yeah,
I feel
sometimes
like
you gotta
we're-
slow down, honestly. But yeah,
like we're in a rush for what? Like we should be on this earth living life, taking things slow. Like I know sometimes we're accustomed to having things fast, but we're literally so used to the instant gratification from our phones, and you can order food and it'll be there in 5 minutes, you know? So I think that's a really important point, to take it slow, be in the present. That's something I need to work on myself. So yeah, that's a good point.
Mm.
I think even when I say consistency, like that completely coincides with patience, because again, and two, like that goes right along with instant gratification as well. Like even in dance, in the gym, in school, and literally anything else that I do. Yeah, I mean, I'm right. It's like we want everything so quickly, so fast all the time. But I feel like something that I'm beginning to value more is the journey more than the destination, for sure. When, even just like growing up and even kind of like what society shows us, I feel like is like it's all about the goal, it's all about the ending, but it's like I feel like it's important to highlight, maybe the struggles, the achievements that all kind of come with it all at the same time. So I think that that's equally as important for your growth and development, just as a person.
100%.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the biggest things I've learned, like coming from the New Earth Project, is patience. Because up until about a couple weeks ago, I was just like completely focusing on the end goal and like where this is going to be instead of just taking that step back and really focusing on just the journey and all the lessons that I've been learning throughout this whole process. And it's really helped a lot, and it just washes all the anxious feelings away. Just so it really helps me step into the present.
Is this where you want to?
Feels like we only go backwards.
Oh baby,
Man, angels.
Is this where you want to leave it off, Sunny? Or would we like to continue?
I'm so sleepy.
I'm sleeping.
Yeah, I
as well.
say we end
Yeah,
it here.
me too.
All right, Sunny and the kids.
Yeah, we're gonna.
great
We're
time.
renaming the podcast "The Sunny and the Kids."
Yeah. We out.